The content of your food should have a replica of the rainbow. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nyedika and I'm about to get to the bush. But before I get to the bush, I want to drop a few health tips this morning that can help you to live a long, healthy life. Alright, I'm talking this morning about how to boost your immune system, because boosting your immune system is one of the best ways to live a long, healthy life. You see, when I see obituary flyers of someone who has not lived long, maybe not up to 70 years old, and he died not because of accident, not because he was assassinated, not because of plane crash, but because of a chronic disease or because of brief illness. I'm not happy about that. In fact, there is nothing like brief illness. Why? Because it's very important for us to always carry out a comprehensive full body health check from time to time, so that if there's any pathological activity going on in any cell, tissue or organ of the body, you will detect it on time and do something about it. So that's why I said there's nothing like brief illness, all right? Because if you check brief illness, by the time you go and do an autopsy, you will discover that there were actually pathological activities that was happening that we did not know, maybe because they are not symptomatic, and by the time it starts showing symptoms, it's too late, the notice is so short, and the person just dies, and we say he died of brief illness. Okay, so it's very important for you to live a long life. It's important for you to carry out regular health check, full body health check of every part and organs of your body. Alright, that's why I always recommend the likes of the NLS device, which I am a specialist in. It helps you to check the subhealth condition of your body. It checks for pathologies, it checks for your vitamin level, the mineral level, it checks hormonal level. Even people who are looking for fruit of the womb, you can trace where the problem is coming from, whether it's infection, hormonal problem, pathological problem. All this you can check within the space of 2 hours, and it's just 60,000 naira only. And if you are interested in checking, you can book an appointment with me and we'll get that done with. Alright, that's by the way. Now I want to give a few health tips this morning that can help you to live a long life. I'm talking about how to boost your immune system. How to boost your immune system. Now, one of the best ways to boost your immune system is through nutrition. Nutrition. Okay, you have heard that popular statement that says you are what you eat. Now, for you to eat right, you need to eat balanced diet. Unfortunately, over 85% of people in the world are eating junks. They are eating unbalanced diet. Now, when you don't eat a balanced diet, you are setting up the bed for chronic diseases to come and lie down and build a mansion on your body. All right, and that is what shortens the lifespan of people. That is what makes people to look older than their age. That's what makes people to look unhealthy. That's what makes their immune system weak. And that's why I have come to create that awareness of how to eat right to boost your immune system. Now, speaking about nutrition, do you know that most of the vitamins and minerals that the body needs for our nourishment are needed in minute quantity on a daily basis? So a situation whereby you are just eating a carbohydrate-rich food that doesn't contain sufficient minerals and vitamins, it means that you are setting up your body to be deficient of those vitamins. Vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin B, the B complex, and so on, and the minerals, the calcium, the phosphate that are needed for the bones. These are kind of things that makes the bone to experience osteoporosis, okay, and help makes you to have a stoop posture or begin to have a spinal degenerative issues, backache, and all that. Now, when you don't eat balanced diet, these minerals, these vitamins will be depleted. And when they are depleted and the body needs it, it will go and take from the reserve. And when it takes from the reserve and you continue to eat that way without replenishing, then the body becomes vulnerable and susceptible for pathogens to attack. And that is what sets the bed for chronic diseases to come, because the reserve has been depleted of the existing vitamins and minerals and would have not been replaced, and so that place becomes vulnerable. And then when the enemies come knocking, the body is defenseless, and then these diseases come and they take over the body, and the body is helpless about it. So that's why it's very important for us to eat balanced diet. So today I'm going to be talking about the nutritional content of what you eat. The nutritional content of what you eat. It should contain these vital food types. Number one, carbohydrates. I'm talking about energy-giving foods. Carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, minerals, and enough water. Okay, now when I'm talking about carbohydrates, I'm talking about energy-giving foods like fada rice, brown rice. Okay, some of these rice that we eat, they are chaff. The white rice, the foreign rice that we eat, all those things, those parts that we are polishing out of it, we are removing the real nutrients that the body needs, like zinc and so on. All those polished rice, they are just chaff. The only energy-giving food. But if you eat things like fada rice, brown rice, basmati rice, all those minerals and nutrients, they are also added in it, and you will now be getting more than even the energy-giving food that you need from these foods. Number two is proteins. We have plant proteins, we have animal proteins. However, I will recommend that you eat more of plant proteins. Plant proteins are more healthy for the body. Okay, proteins are very important for the body because they are helpful in the repair of damaged cells, tissues, and organs. They help in the regeneration of tissues and organs and cells, and so on. All right, so it's very important that proteins are contained in our foods all the time because they play a very major role in boosting our immune system. So we have plant proteins, we have animal proteins. The reason why I recommend for you to eat more of plant proteins and animal proteins, because animal proteins tend to harbor pathogens. They tend to harbor pathogens that are dangerous and harmful to the body, because despite cooking them, they are not able to destroy some of these pathogens, some of these viruses and bacteria, and they get into the system and they set the body up for a chronic disease. Okay, so as much as possible, it's better to eat more of plant proteins than animal proteins. Now, if you are doing plant proteins, we have things like beans, soya beans, leguminous foods, okay, and even fruit like avocado and guava. They are high in plant protein. Okay, now when it comes to taking animal proteins, I will recommend that you take white meat than taking red meats. Okay, example of white meat we have is chicken, turkey, rabbits, fish. And when it comes to fish, I'm talking about scaly fishes. Okay, scaly fishes like tilapia, sardine, salmon, mackerel. All right, the advantage of scaly fishes is that God has put those scales there to trap pathogens from getting into the body. All right, and so when we take these animals and we want to cook them, you notice that we tend to remove the scales, and on removing them, those pathogens are taken away at the same time, and so it's safe to eat. Right, but non-scaly fishes, just like animal proteins, tend to also vulnerable to take in pathogens. You see, catfish is not a scaly fish. So those of us that are experts in point and kill on a daily basis, be careful. Okay, you have to take them sparingly because you don't know which one may be harboring dangerous pathogens, and you know how it's prepared. That's just by the way. All right. For animal proteins, the reason why we will say you should take them sparingly, or if possible avoid them, is because they tend to harbor dangerous pathogens. But I'm talking about bacteria and viruses that could get into our system if not properly cooked. Some of them, even despite the cooking, they still find their way into the system, and they are the origin of some of the chronic diseases that we suffer from. Okay, so that's why as possible we should avoid them. And that's number one. Number two reason why we should avoid them or eat less of them is because research has shown that they are linked with high level of cardiovascular diseases. All right. Number three is because they are high in cholesterol. They are high in saturated fat, which is not healthy for the body. So that's why it's better to just stay away from them and rather deal with plant proteins than doing with red meat. It's preferable to deal with white meat than doing with red meat. Okay. If you read the book of Leviticus chapter 11, you are going to see like a template that God gave to the Israelites then, and it's a guide that has healthy, beneficial applications even to our today living. Okay, even to our today nourishment. So we don't just say the Old Testament is abolished. All right, go and read Leviticus chapter 11. You are going to see the kind of animals that God said the children of Israel should eat and the ones that they should not eat. You see them talking about eating scaly fishes that have fins, and don't eat the ones that doesn't have scales and does not have fins. We'll talk about eating animals that their hoof are not parted versus the ones that are parted. All those details are there. If you go and study it, you will discover that there are actually health benefits that are there. You get why God put them there, right? So that's just by the way. Somebody even said that don't eat any animal that is heavier than you or bigger than you, like cow. Cow is heavier than you, whales are heavier than you, and so on. Just avoid them. They have some dangerous benefits to the health, so if possible avoid them. Anyway, that's just by the way. So I've talked about carbohydrates, very important in your daily food. Protein, very important in your daily food. Vitamins, all the vitamins and minerals as much as possible should be contained in your daily food. Let me put it this way. The content of your food should have a replica of the rainbow. The content of your food should have a replica of the rainbow. You see, the rainbow has 7 colors, what we call roast beef: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. All right, so that's just an acid test. Check the content of your food on a daily basis. Can you get these 7 colors in your food? Let me give examples of some of them. For red, you can have things like tomato. Tomato is red in color and they contain carotene. Carotene is very good for the eye, very good for the skin. Tomato is good for the heart. We call it the doctrine of signature in herbal medicine. The doctrine of signature. There are some of these plants that have the signature of some organs of the body that are very good for the body. For example, if you cut the tomato itself, look inside, it has the shape of a heart. It shows that it is good for the heart. If you see the avocado has the shape of of the uterus of a womb, so you know that it is good for the reproductive organs. Okay, there are many of them. Carrot. If you cut the carrot and look inside, you see it has the shape of the iris. These are signatures that God has put there as a sign to show that this is good for this part of the organ and so on. Anyway, I'm talking about roast beef. Okay, so I talked about red. Okay, so things like tomato is red in color, carrot is red in color. You should have them in your food on a daily basis. Okay. For orange, you should take some things like orange color, orange fruits. Okay, what else do you have that is orange in color? Okay, maybe I don't know, maybe lemon or whatever. But all those your food content should be colorful. Okay, we have things like yellow like mango, with cashew. Now let me say this before I forget this. Now in this our field of natural medicine, it is advisable that you eat enough of the fruits that is in season. If we're in mango season, eat enough of it. That is the way God designed it. It's like it's going to be storing off certain minerals and vitamins for the future that will help fight future disease. So if you say I don't like it, every fruit of the season, if it's agbalumo, whatever it is, every fruit of the season, always eat it. They will boost your immune system for the now and for the future. Okay, so I just said let me say that before I forget, because I also wanted to mention that. So I've talked about orange, I've talked about yellow, okay, like mango, like cashew. I talked about then green. Green, in fact, green is one of the most powerful because chlorophyll is an antidote to diseases, chronic diseases. Just like the blood is to the body, chlorophyll is the blood of the plant and is the antidote, is the medicine, is the phytochemical that is used to destroy chronic diseases in the body. So it's very important that you must have a green in the content of your food. Okay, we have the green food like vegetables. In fact, most vegetables are green because they contains chlorophyll. All right, and it's very important to deal with chronic diseases, even acute diseases. All right, so vegetables are very important. There are many of them. Broccoli, cabbage. Then we have cucumber. Cucumber is green in color. Avocado is green in color. Right now, blue. We have maybe in foreign countries you have a lot of fruits that are blue, right? But we are familiar with blueberry. Okay, that's an example of a blue. Over there, you also see other fruits that are blue in color in foreign countries outside Nigeria. Then which other color? Indigo. Indigo looks like purple. So we have things like onions, potato, pear. I'm not talking about avocado pear now. I'm talking about ube pear. Those little pears. Okay, they tend to be having indigo color. Even violet too looks almost like that. So these are just examples that the content of your food, when it's colorful enough, you discover that you literally have all the vitamins and the minerals contained in your food. Then your immune system will be strong. But when you're not eating a balanced diet, your immune system will be weak and it will lay the bed for chronic disease to come and set in, right? So that's why it's very important that you will have this balanced diet. The color of rainbow as a signature that typifies the content of your diet on a daily basis. Anyway, so that's all I have for you today. In summary, I am saying that boosting your immune system is the best way to live a long life, and one of the best way to boost your immune system is through nutrition. And when we're talking about nutrition, we're talking about eating right. When we're talking about eating right, we're talking about eating balanced diets. You are what you eat. When you eat balanced diet, you're going to boost your immune system. When you eat balanced diets, it will be hard for you to die of chronic disease. It will be hard for you to even suffer from chronic disease. Do you get this? So that's all I have for you today. You have a nice day.